hate puppies.
It's good podcast.
I feel threatened.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House. Hope you guys are having as good a week as you can. Hopefully everybody on this end of this thing had a good Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers that are here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we're trying a new experiment here. We have Ely tied in, coming down the road through North Carolina. Is that where you are right now?
I am wading through the woods of North Carolina.
That's perfect. In an off-road golf cart, nonetheless.
Yeah, exactly. You might hear some wind.
I love it. This is great, though, if this actually works. We can dial you in while you're cruising down the road. With your lifestyle, this is going to be helpful because you are forever doing some random-ass project in some state.
For sure. I'm known for adding on extra projects that I don't need. And this is an example.
Yeah, what is the project you're currently undertaking?
Oh, we've just been at the campground, and we've got 2 golf carts. And we were like, what would be even cooler? Another golf cart. And then I'm also cursed with that disease where, like, when I get a hair up my ass, I, have to do it right then. I start searching things and looking online on Marketplace, and it's over with. I'm like, all right, well, I'm getting this one. I'm not waiting a week. That's impossible. So I'm just going to go and get it right now. And that's kind of what happened.
And how far did you have to drive to get this one?
Got to ask all about the details, don't you, Troy? Trying to make me look bad. This was in Wilmington. This was in Wilmington, North Carolina. So it's about a 4-hour drive.
So you really like this one?
Yeah, I do a lot.
I mean, he invested 2 days of research. That's the one. He'll never get a better deal.
Right. Exactly.
They don't sell them around here, that's for sure. You got to go to North Carolina.
Not at all.
I gotta go now.
I know how that goes, though. I get those wild hairs, and it's like, this project is happening. I did one the other night at 1 in the morning, and I was like, I probably shouldn't do this. And then I was like, yeah, I probably should. I was out here with the headlamp on doing electrical work. Got it done.
Oh, shit. So what'd you burn down?
Nothing yet. We'll see how long this light switch lasts.
Right. Cool.
Yes, we did some upgrades out here over the weekend. Too much time on my hand, and too sober too. That was
we can actually see what's going on in the pallet house.
It's nice.
Yeah, apparently my excessive time cost me way more money.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Well, I'm currently going through a spending freeze, or at least I'm trying to. Of course,
good for you.
I woke up the other day and looked outside. There was a package from Amazon. It was a $45 Ben Harper live album. I was like, damn it. I'm on a spending freeze. What the hell did I do last night?
Didn't even remember getting it, did you?
I did when I saw it.
Uh-huh.
But, at no time did I consider that there was a Ben Harper album on its way. It had never registered the next day.
It's so great to hear that because nobody's, vinyl.
So the flip side of the coin, though, is that if anyone is in the market for a pink leopard seats golf cart, I have one for sale.
I was going to ask where you're going to get rid of it.
You let me know.
So you are getting rid of one?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't need that many. I'm not that crazy.
Are you?
That's debatable.
Maybe. No, it is for sure. I agree.
Is the pink one just 2-seaters?
Yeah, the pink one's a 4-seater. So, it's got the front and then the back seat. It's lifted, got lights and all that cool stuff. But we just wanted a limo because we have friends over all the time, and it's cool to be able to ride around with everybody.
This really is a limo. This is stretched. This is like a 6-seater.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was necessary. I understand now.
See, you're on my side. Yes.
Yeah. Never mind. I've come around. That's a great idea.
Well, in Ely's defense, you've been down there, Brendan, so you do know, he always has guests. There's always people. So you need is a little much, but you kind of do need something like that down there.
And it's a status symbol down there. Golf carts are how people...
golf cart is life down there. It's really weird, but it is.
Well, now you'll be the cool guy, but now you're not going to have your hot pink lifted one.
Yeah, what am I going to do? And I've been so used to, like, I've owned that one for so long. Like, I rock it like I'm the dude in the pink golf cart. Like, I own it. So,
all I can see now is Ely with the new stretched one going, oh, I took that turn a little wide. I can't make that. Figuring how to get around.
I actually reached out to Ely about a month ago because down at my campground, we took our first like legit nighttime ride with the headlights and music playing and stuff. And I'd had about, 1 or 2 or 12 beers by then. And I reached out to him. I was like, I've never taken a Buzz golf cart trip at night, and now I get it. It is really fun and really cool. And I see why so many people are out at night cruising around.
Yes, it's awesome for sure.
So
I didn't understand it ahead of time, but now it's like I was cruising around on Father's Day. Weather was amazing. We were listening to music, cool breeze through the shade. I'm like this, and you guys that know me know how much I like to drive in general. So I'm like, this is like a third of the entire reason that I love this place.
Yeah,
we hang out at the camper, we chill for a little while. Then we're like, oh hey, want to go for a cruise? And then you cruise the campground for an hour, and then you repeat. Rinse, repeat.
Yep.
Pretty much the entire weekend.
So do you have any plans for this stretch? Are you going to do anything to it, or is it ready to go?
In the campground selling one, and he was trying to charge a little bit too much, and I would have had to done a lot of work. And so we debated a lot about that just because, again, I like making myself more projects. So I'm like, oh, this one's this much, but if I did this myself and got my own seats and did the lift myself, I could save this $500. And then we're like, screw it. We're just going to get the one that's, got what we want and done. So luckily it's pretty much all there. All I really need is a stereo. And that's really it.
And boom, there it is. So Ely's getting a stereo in his golf cart is the last thing I heard. The booming system. I saw something the other day, bazooka tubes. I don't know. Do you guys remember bazooka tubes?
Do I ever?
So bazooka tube makes something for golf carts specifically that goes up like near the roof line. And apparently it's supposed to be like the booming system. It's got the LED lights built into it. It's got all the craziness. Like it's supposed to be pretty styling. And the only reason, Ely, I just saw your golf cart. That's pretty sick.
That is sick.
Yeah.
And there's guys who have my old Forerunners, they're actually putting those on the roll bars of them. Because they're just they boom so loud and they do all the neon. But it's like the fast upgrade. You should look at it. It's like the bazooka party tube for golf carts and wakeboard boats.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to get is some sort of a tube. It's funny you mentioned that. I was talking about that with the guy that sold it to me. Something like that has some sort of a steering wheel control.
Is it me or is that thing like mint chocolate green color?
Yeah, that's it. It's seafoam.
Seafoam?
Mint chocolate chip green.
The other issue I have, though, is like since I'm a grumpy old man a lot of times, too, I'm like, I see all these people that spend so much on the stereo. And the guy that was trying to sell was like, yeah, I'll get you the subwoofer and all this. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to win a bass off. I want to be able to hear the music in my golf cart like a normal human. I don't want to be the a-hole who the people sleeping can hear my Sir Mix-a-Lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong. You're not going to have any street cred down there. But keep in mind, it's a campground.
Exactly. Yeah.
Come on, tighten up.
Yeah, this is a valid point.
Be the asshole.
The golf car at the campground is like my poor man's equivalent of like having a Jeep or a sports car. Like I get to ride around with the wind in my hair, doors off, like enjoying myself. And down at our campground, kids can drive with an adult in the car so long as they're 8 years old. So my boys get to drive it. Yeah.
8 is the magic number.
So they can drive, or what'd you say, drive?
Drive, yeah. They can drive the golf car.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so, I mean, they get to take it out, so they think it's cool as hell.
Oh, that's really awesome.
I just have to go with them.
What's the drinking age down at your campground?
12.
12?
Right.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
We're grown-ups. Come on. Not 8.
I'm just saying you need about 4 years of driving under your belt before you can, test the waters with drinking and driving. Yeah. So I respect that. 12. Yeah. I was afraid you were going to say 10, and I'm like, it's just not enough time. It's just not.
I do think, because I grew up around golf cars, because my mom was my mom managed a golf car sales company, and I spent a lot of time driving on golf carts, and I think it's a great way to learn to drive for young kids, actually.
Oh, yeah. Possibly. I agree.
I mean, get you a little bit of wheel time before you actually, some of these kids that get their learners are just getting their, first time behind the wheel ever is in a parking lot somewhere of a full-grown adult car.
Well, I've been pretty good about, so my oldest she's getting ready to turn 15 in a few days, and it's funny you mentioned about letting them learn how to drive. She's been doing pretty good. I've been letting her drive the car from Harper's Mill all the way up to basically Geneto and Hull Street back to my house.
But she's not 15 yet, so not eligible for
so
a
illegally.
Permit.
Illegally, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna mark another one. Stu loses 5 points, incriminating his daughter.
But I'm trying to get her. I want her just to.
This is awesome.
To Ely's point, though, she needs to have more behind the wheel time than what you get just in a few months before they let them loose on the road.
No, I totally agree.
Are we keeping an annual total on Stu?
No, but I wish we would.
I was going to say,
honestly should.
Do we have to give out illegal stuff we've done on this internet? Is that mandated somewhere?
Only on that mic. I don't understand it. Stu's mic is the lasso of truth.
Yeah, Stu. Every episode, Stu's let me drop something I shouldn't be doing for everyone to know.
Yeah, but I mean, I was 14 years old driving a Datsun, and my buddy had one. We were out in his field shooting BB guns at each other, having a great old time. And then Dad would take me to go learn how to drive stick shift before it was all legal. I mean, start the kids early.
Stu, I get it. I'm just saying, if I decided to do an episode saying all the illegal stuff I've done in my life, I'd be talking steady for the next 5 years. You don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it, but the statute of limitations has expired. I'm all good.
That's true. That's true. And in Louisiana, I don't think there is a statute of limitations. I think it's about 48 hours. Everything's clean. You got 48 hours to catch me, and then it's gone.
That was 2 days ago, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Ely, you much of an off-roader?
What do you mean?
Like taking trucks off-road? Yeah, I've never really known you to be much of an off-road
I've only
guy.
done it. No. I just never myself. The only times I've been, maybe I'd say 5 to 10 times as a juvenile, with other friends. Going in their vehicles. It was never something I was really into.
It seems like that would be something you'd be into, but all your cars are fast. That's why Troy, I assume where you grew up, off-roading was pretty normal.
No doubt.
So, and you got a samurai bug, I know. So you've always had so you do some off-roading.
I've done some. I mean, I don't have any cars that do it now, but I like taking vehicles off-road for sure.
Yeah, Stu, what about you? You an off-road guy?
I enjoy it. I mean, we did. Heck, between some of the pickup trucks I've had and then a few other things I've done, I enjoyed it all the time. I don't get a chance to do it that much.
When we did that episode last week with Josh, and we were talking about the Appalachian Trail and all of that, I kind of let slip that I would like to go do an off-road journey through the Americas kind of thing, and he turned me on to this Expedition Overland show on YouTube and Amazon. I've never actually seen it, but I just started watching it, and I'm all in. I want to do this. One thing I did realize, I'm 100% not equipped to do this journey. I'm watching these guys; they're out there for months at a clip. And
is it all off-roading, or do they go on streets at all?
They've got some street stuff. Right now, I'm watching them cross through the Baja, and they're going to Iron Man Ivan Stewart's house tonight. I can't wait till you guys leave, and I can go back inside and watch it and check it out. But I was no way, they're going to meet the Iron Man. I've been thinking about off-roading a lot, but the hardest part about off-roading is always finding where to go off-roading. You always end up getting yourself in trouble behind some illegal place or going out to
someone's property.
Yeah, you're on someone's properties, or you just find the power lines, right? We all know that trick. You just turn off and go. Yeah. And hopefully,
people seem to care a lot more about that these days, though, where they don't like you being on their property and stuff.
For sure.
But I mentioned this maybe a few months ago about a guy I knew through Scouts who was doing the trail on his trail bike from like, over here, Blue Ridge, all the way out to the West Coast. Is that the same thing, basically, or same type of thing?
Yeah, just that guy's on an enduro motorcycle.
But I mean, I wonder if it's the same trail, and he's just riding with people doing these trucks, doing the same thing.
I think these guys usually go from like Alaska to the southern tip of South America. Like,
yeah, like it's insane. Like they did Alaska for 6 weeks, then they kind of went back, retooled, went out a year later. Then they're driving down, and now they're in Mexico currently and on their way to Venezuela. And I'm like, this is amazing. And then next season, they're going to do South America, but the hardest part I've always had is trying to find out where I can take my truck. And so I don't really do a lot of off-roading unless someone says, hey, we're going camping. And then I hope I'm going to absolutely destroy your property for the next 48 hours, like every chance I get. Like drunk, sober, somewhere in between.
Well, you brought up an interesting point because it just popped in my head, where to go off-roading that you can actually go. And so I said, is there any land that's not owned in the U.S.?
Apparently, there's a boatload.
No. There is no land in the U.S. that's not owned, because if it's not owned by an individual or a business, it's either federal or state owned. It just is out there for sale.
And some of it is public. And so there is an app that I just discovered because I'm going through this. There's this company called OnX, and they have like an OnX hunting app that I guess has been out for a couple years now, where people go out and they find hunting spots and they put them up and they put all the information, they take photos, they do all this stuff. So it's kind of crowdsourced, but also they've done a lot of work around it. Well, I guess a lot of off-road people started being like, hey, you've got this for hunting. Can you do something similar for off-roading?
Right.
These guys have put together, it's an app where you go in, it downloads everything, you're completely offline. So when you're off the grid, it's using your GPS, it's showing you what's up. It has over 350,000 miles in the U.S. right now.
Wow.
All public trails that can be ridden.
That's cool.
And it will tell you everything. Like this is hard, easy, medium, whatever.
How many miles?
Yeah, however many miles.
Yeah.
Like a picture of the entrance point, a picture of the exit point, if there's cabins in there, where the good camp spots are, what amenities you'll find on the trail.
So I'm looking at their website, though. Right now it just says it's Arizona, California, Utah, Colorado, and...
That was the beta, and now they're releasing the full 350,000 miles. It's $30 a year to, subscribe to it. But I guess they're getting these things all filled in. Like, I'm dying to get my hands on this app and just see what is out there. Because that's the hardest part about going rooting, is finding somewhere to root, which I don't. I tread lightly. Leave nothing. Yeah. But so I'm psyched about this app. I've been reading about it. I've been all jazzed up. So
you're going to take the runner out somewhere?
Yeah, this is going to be my first step into crossing the whole world.
Nice.
My old Forerunner.
Baby stepping.
Baby stepping is right, man. I might have
start
to
somewhere.
Brendan's like, it says there's a land bridge from here to Russia.
Yeah, I could do that. I might buy Ely's pink. He said that pink one was lifted.
Yeah.
Done.
There you go.
That's the off-roading Ely does with the jacked up for.
That's exactly right. He's like, I'm going to go off-road to get some ice cream. But yeah, so
that's cool.
I'm fired up about this app. I'm gonna have to check it out. But if there are any other off-road heads out there, check out OnX Off-Road. This thing looks like it may be the solution I've been looking for to not getting shot on someone's property or having the cops bust me.
Yeah, it says it's essential for just basically public lands and open trails.
And let Brendan know of any places around here you might know of.
Actually, that would be super killer.
He needs to test it first.
Yes.
Small baby steps.
Baby steps is exactly right. Just want to head out there and check this out. Yeah, but I've been completely in love with this Expedition Overland. So the timing was great for this app to come out. Like I am doing this.
That's cool, man. You gonna pay up? Is it you gonna pay the $30?
Yeah, I'll do the 7-day trial, of course, to make sure that I'm good. That 7-day trial I'll pull in Ely. I'll get the app. I have 7 days. By the next day, I will feel like I've done all the research and I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in for life. Get the tattoo.
Lock it up.
Does it come with the leather jacket?
Exactly. So, dude, this weekend, Troy, you went out. I saw a picture of you. Well, actually, I saw you telling me to go fuck myself multiple times. But you were out and about in a bar.
Yeah, so Penny Lane opened this past weekend, and I'm on this dad text with all the dads, not all the dads, but 9 of the dads in my neighborhood. Terrence is one of them. Everybody here knows Terrence. And Penny Lane opened. And one of the moms had a great idea for Father's Day gift. So instead of just buying your husband some toy or whatever that he doesn't need, or if he wanted, he would probably bought it himself, she goes, here's what I'm going to do for you guys. I'm going to get 2 Ubers, lifts, and send you down to Penny Lane and then bring you back.
That's awesome.
Who's in? And all of us were like, we're all in. This was Saturday night. We got down there. Terrence had given us the whole upstairs to ourselves.
Nice.
And we left the house a little after 5. We got home right at 10. We were there for about 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours. And the 9 of us got our caps twisted back pretty quickly, as Brendan got to see.
I saw it. Yeah, you were sending messages like an hour prior. It was like, hey, man, wish you were here. And then an hour later, it's like they're screaming wagon wheel and fuck you. And I was like, oh, that went quick.
Was it just the PBR, or was there something else involved?
So, he probably deserved it.
Yeah, he definitely deserved it.
I'm sure I did.
Because he didn't go. All the guys were like, Brendan should come, Brendan should come. And Brendan's like, I'm not going out in public to a restaurant. Oh,
Gross.
my God, that's disgusting.
Disgusting. But that's actually not the reason I didn't go. I never even had to consider it because I was stuck going to a 9-year-old's birthday party.
Yeah.
Which my wife had planned. I guess this was like
on a Saturday night.
Dude, it's one of my like daughter's best friends. Like they've been since before preschool kind of thing. And my wife is also like super tight with the mom.
Yeah.
So my wife was helping plan the party.
Sounds like
set the
something
party
she
up.
could have gone to.
Absolutely. And I ended up getting, taken over there to this party. And so I had multiple things on Saturday night. It was the first night in forever. People were like, hey, we have plans.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Plans? Like, who's doing stuff? But I was like, oh, yeah, well, I have plans too, actually. I have to. My first time going out, I actually went in someone's home and was drinking beers. And you know what I did? I'm so like, I'm not used to being anywhere else, I guess. I was walking through their kitchen, and this guy is like, he's a jiu-jitsu instructor, so he's big into no shoes in my house, bare feet everywhere, And I'd brought over breakfast shots for everybody because I was let out of the house, was losing my mind. It's like, breakfast shots, let's everyone get loose. And I walked through and I knocked this glass off of his island in his kitchen. I've never seen a glass explode
into a million
like
pieces.
this one did. I mean,
perfectly,
dude, it shattered, and the sound was so loud, and there was glass in every room downstairs. Like it had managed to somehow go around corners like a freaking Kennedy bullet, like hooking lefts and making moves. I was like, come on.
Wait,
so
and
we
back
ended up
and you said
into the left.
Exactly.
Back into the left. Please tell me he balled you up and rolled you the fuck out of his house.
Dude, he rolled everything out of the kitchen, pulled out a shop vac, like started cleaning it up. He mopped all of his floors. So like I'm in there.
Oh, he hates you.
Oh yeah, I was just helping. I was like, sorry, I haven't left my house since March. I'm not used to your kitchen. Like, I didn't know what.
And how many kids are running around barefoot?
Fortunately, they were outside watching a movie at that time, like in the dojo.
So Stu, back to your question. I walked out of the house. Last thing I said to the wife was, I'm just drinking beer because I wanted to keep my head straight.
Smart.
So we weren't there 30 minutes, and one of the dads goes, last thing my wife said to me before I walked out of the house was, don't go buying rounds of shots for everybody. So what do you guys want? Got us a round of warm, is it Dewar's?
Oh,
Scotch?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's not even good.
So then we had a second round of that later tonight, and that's basically where everything goes fuzzy for me.
Yeah, that adds up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was only like an hour and 45-minute window where you were.
So was it packed there? Because I got to believe that people are still feeling out this whole go to a bar.
There weren't that
thing.
many people there, and we had the whole upstairs, so I really didn't. We walked through and went upstairs and stayed upstairs the whole time, and then walked through, and we stayed past closing because we were with Terrence, and Terrence actually got a ride home with us.
Minus 5 points for Troy.
Why?
Just incriminating Terrence.
Well, closing was 9.
Yeah. Because the city,
yeah.
All right, plus 5 for Troy.
Yeah.
He got to stay out to 10.
Like, yeah, they were closing at 9 just because they were slow, and
the city's a week behind everybody else on the whole phases.
oh, so is he closed? Because I assume that was his call, but that's a city call. You're saying?
Yeah, I think it's. I have to double check with Terrence, but I'm pretty sure. Because a lot of the restaurants when we were in phase 1 weren't saying
that makes sense
9.
though, because all those messages you were sending me, it was pretty early.
Yeah,
because
I was at home at 10 o'clock.
I was home at 10:30 and thinking, I can't believe how late I stayed out. Like, what is happening?
No, but we had a good time. That was a great gift. Like, such a better gift than getting like another, wireless speaker. Like. Okay.
I do love a wireless speaker.
I got like 4 of them, but like you don't need anymore. Like that was a cool gift. I thought.
Yeah, that worked out.
I got an experience.
I got grilling gloves.
Exactly. That's my point.
I mean, they're good.
Just what you needed.
Yeah, it's exactly what that's how I positioned it.
Yeah.
This is quite literally exactly what I needed. How did you guys know? Thank you so much.
I did the whole getting off the grid. Like I took the girls 3 days in the Shenandoah Valley off of the Shenandoah River and enjoyed, watching them have withdrawals from not being able to access the internet and things like that. But stuck them in a yurt, and we had fun. It was good. I just can't get away and have that peaceful time frame.
I love that you found a yurt.
They're popular now in the state parks.
Yeah, it's glamping.
Is it cloth sides?
So they had this insulation that was like, it looked like bubble wrap, but it was white, kind of like the packaging you'd see on a UPS package, like the thick foam. But
okay,
that was on the outside of the wood frame, and then it was canvas on the outside. But yeah, and the crazy thing was it had a window unit, but that thing only worked. I mean, it was on the entire time, but a yurt sitting out in the sun is basically a sauna.
Well, yeah, and bubble wrap is not insulation.
Yeah,
yeah.
Bubble wrap.
It was good to be in there between like 10 a.m. or from like 7 p.m. to 10 a.m. During the middle of the day, you could have the AC cranked up, just cooked. But it was fun. Doing some canoeing, did a little bit of fishing, cooking out, and just was away from technology.
I like that. I assume the canoe trip was successful because all canoe trips keep you dry. Canoes are like they're the worst. I've had so many canoes in my life, and they at some point you're going in.
Yeah. So the best part of this was the Shenandoah was running just shy of flood stage where they wouldn't let you in the river. Great canoeing and kayaking is at 3.5 feet.
All those places shut down after around 5.5.
5.5 was when they shut down. And it was running. It was running.
I know my Shenandoah River runners.
Yeah, it was running 5.2, and which made our 8-mile trip just shy of 2 hours, and it should have taken us almost like 3 if it was typical. So here we are. We're getting ready to go in. The water's brown. It's moving fast, which was a good thing because there was no rapids because the water was actually above everything. We didn't have any rapids, but
those rapids are still there. Don't go in.
Yeah, just don't swing.
You know what I mean?
Well, you could barely see them. I mean, the most thing we ever saw was maybe a foot of a wave.
Yeah.
We were just on top of everything. But literally, my oldest is up front. My youngest is in the middle. I'm pushing off the boat dock. There's a drop-off. And sure enough.
Right where the cement ends?
Yeah.
It just drops off?
Wasn't expecting that and did that last push. And when I went to go push with that last foot, it wasn't there. Boom, 30 seconds. We're all wet, upside down. The bag with the phone starting to go. Emma's freaking. She's freaking out. I was like, get the phone bag. But it was actually a blessing because we were actually in the sun. It was great weather, and the fact that we were completely wet made it for a cool trip. Like, we didn't get hot.
That's what I would tell myself after fucking up and dumping my kids in the water.
I did that by design.
Yeah.
Yep. I hooked you up.
You're welcome.
Now get a bag of rice for the phones.
Yeah.
All it is a memory that they will say, we're never going canoeing with Dad again.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You pretty much summed it up.
We had a lake canoe, though, because it didn't have a stern or a rudder. Like, it was just flat-bottomed and didn't make it that easy. You had to keep paddling.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Canoes are tough, man. They just are, because you've got two other knuckleheads with you that aren't on the same page as you. Like in a kayak, it's just as unstable, but you're the only idiot you have to deal with. So it's very easy to go, "Hey, dummy, lean right."
Well, the kayak though is low side, and we were sitting kind of high side in the canoe, but immediately they both looked at me and said, "We want Mom's kayaks back." After we dumped them, I was like, "Okay, well, we're in my canoe."
Is for like perfectly still water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Flat and still.
I used to canoe a lot when I first moved here. I had a canoe that my buddy bought with me. He calls me up one day and he's like, "Dude, I found a canoe for $100 with a trolling motor."
Wow.
Oh.
And he's like, "But I literally only have $50. I was like, "I'm glad you called me.
Yeah.
This is great." So I threw in $50, got a canoe, and then he immediately was like, "Oh, my wife doesn't like it in the yard." I was like, "This is the best deal ever." So I rode that canoe for years, and then about 3 years ago, I had just moved in this house, and I had the thing up on the hill, and he calls me up, and he's like, "Hey, man, I haven't talked to you in years." And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "So I bought a house in Northern Virginia. We're on a reservoir." Like, "I'm coming to pick up that canoe. I feel like it's about time that I got to use it a little." I was like, "That's fair." I've had it for like 8 or 9 years for $50, so I haven't seen that canoe since, unfortunately. But I used to ride the hell out of that thing. It was.
You gonna call him in a couple of years and tell him it's your turn?
That's exactly the plan. Like, I'm gonna wait till a certain point and be like, "Well, buddy, your time is done. It's time to start chipping into my $50."
Yeah. The wife and I just retired on the lake. Can we get the canoe back?
Oh God! If I buy a lake house and then buy a canoe, shoot me. Like, I'm doing something wrong. I should buy the boat first. Dude, hey, Ely, did you hear about anybody who went down to the PPP festival? That was this past weekend.
I know. No, I did not.
That's a good one.
So apparently, all the listeners who've been listening for years should be aware of the PPP festival. It's the greatest drunken ridiculousness ever. It was the Pork Pine and Peanut Festival. It's actually kind of like a peanut and craft festival that was done on a piece of land, and then all the boats would show up outside of it and just get hammered and show their tits, mostly the guys.
Yeah.
And then that just kind of became its thing. Well, it started becoming so much bigger and so rowdy that it was kind of ruining their little like folks and crafts festival.
Yeah.
Where like they're looking out and there's just people throwing beads and like music pumping, out of all the boats. So they were like, "We can't really do this."
You mean making it awesome?
Yeah.
Yes. So apparently a group of guys got back together and they said, "Screw this. It's the BBB festival now." And it's the boats, bikinis, and beads festival now. Like, they just went right into it. Like, this is what we're about. It's boats and bikinis and beads. Huh. And they were
Not
doing
all heroes wear capes.
That's right. So they threw it this past weekend. I haven't heard anybody who went because it looked like the weather was going to be brutal. But then
it was beautiful most of the day.
Yeah, like it turned out. But about 3 years ago, we went down there and Ely and I rode through what may have been the worst torrential downpour I've ever been in.
Oh, God.
It was unbelievably bad. So I was having flashbacks of that year. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to let this ride. I think I'm going to skip it. So you didn't hear any stories come out of it, huh?
No, I have not. Not yet. I want to talk to a few people that I know might have gone, but no.
I somehow got on their Facebook page, and the memes leading up to it were hilarious, but I didn't see any pictures of the actual event.
Yeah, it's this James River Powerboat Club has taken it over, and you would think that this is some like respectable organization.
Not at all.
No, it's all memes about show your tits and like boats suck gas, suck something, suck this, suck that. I'm like, what the fuck?
So you're saying I should be a member?
Yes, 100%.
Right.
100%. Yeah, I wanted to be there, but we missed it. I had a 9-year-old's birthday party to go to. It was very important.
Yeah,
you should have done it on the water.
You had to break glass, so
I still feel bad about that. Watching that dude pull out his Swiffer, I was like, fuck me.
Oh. What 9-year-old doesn't like power boats?
I agree. And I thought I was the worst like party foul at the whole thing. And then some kid came running in from the other room, like right after we'd finished cleaning. And he's like, "Hey, Dad, I definitely ate peanuts." And we were like, oh, no. I watched two parents like spring into action. I saw an EpiPen come out and like they were gone. And it's like everyone's just kind of sitting around like, I guess we should probably call it a night.
You're like, is he dead? I don't know. But
Yeah, everyone was saying that except for Brendan. Brendan was like, "Thank you, kid."
Yeah, exactly.
Brendan standing there barefoot. Breakfast shots, anyone?
I was ready to go, dude. As soon as that kid came in, he's like, I think I had a peanut. I literally took the vodka, put it back in my cooler, was like, yes, we're out.
Yep.
Oh, man. I can't imagine.
Stu, if you're gonna fail at a comment, do it into the mic. Is that
No, I don't have a comment. I just can't imagine standing there watching parents freak out over an EpiPen.
It was a little freaky.
It's gotta be awkward.
Yeah, it was bad. I guess all the kids had like goodie bags. And the kids aren't paying attention. This kid had his own goodie bag. It was more like, gummy bears and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just went in there and crushed a handful of Reese's, which I would think those don't feel like gummy bears, like you might, but the kid looked panicked when he came in. I was like, this is not good. Let's shut it down.
Ooh.
Let's shut it down.
I just had a brand new. You guys see the new Toyota Supra?
Yes.
Yep.
They're pretty awesome. Had one just roll right on by me. License plate said, "Thanks, Obama."
That's a sweet car, but it gets panned in the reviews. Like, people say it's not enough, which is crazy.
really?
People hate that it was built by BMW. That's the whole reason.
Is that where all the hate comes from? Because of the BMW
Absolutely.
collab?
Because they don't like
Yes.
BMW?
Yeah, the ultimate driving machine.
Because everyone wanted them to redo the iconic Supra. That's like the best sports car in the history of sports cars. And so they wait 20 years or so to release the second coming of the best sports car ever. And they say, you know what? We'll let the Germans build it for us. That shit is like pisses people off, and rightfully so.
Yeah, but we talked about this, I think, a while back ago. The first, 9 that were made and ordered, they recalled them.
Like, of the new Supras?
Yeah,
like
they're
the
like
ones off the
because
line?
it was like Toyota had to do a recall, but the article mentioned, and I think we talked about this, where they weren't really concerned about it because there's only 9 people that they had to call that had already gotten pre-orders.
Oh,
and
that's
across
horrible.
This is like maybe even a year ago.
That's
Not
like
even.
when DeLorean issued a recall. They were like, we better call the tens of people
Yeah.
that have these things.
This is where Ely pulls off 95 and purchases a Supra just on a whim.
Yeah, no, you guys, the towing capacity is great on this Supra. I gotta.
Yeah.
What's the price tag on those things?
You can get them for upper 50s.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
That's
think
not too
it's
bad.
in the 50s.
Well, you can get them you can buy them for 60 something, I should say. But
I think they look gorgeous. I mean,
they're
them.
really good. They're underrated too. So whatever they're rated at, they're actually dynoing like a lot more power. So
Well, it says it's a base price of $449,900, 335 horsepower, 3-liter inline 6.
Oh yeah. BMW made that engine famous.
Yep.
That's what's in the 3 Series.
Yeah, I mean 24 and 31 on the gas.
It looks like a sweet car, but yeah, everything I watch, like, everybody walks away, and maybe it just is that they're holding that little chip against them that it's BMW. But
really the tuner car world is doing that. Like, other people, I don't know why.
But even like you watch Top Gear or something, and they come off going, a little too much oversteer. Like, it's always some little ticky tack crap, and I'm like, come on, that's a bad car.
Right.
It's twin turbo too.
I feel like BMW building it would be better, but I get what Ely's saying with the tuner world, having their panties in a bunch, and rightfully so. But I can't imagine it's built any less than Toyota would have done it.
If anything, it would be less reliable than a Toyota. That would be the only knock, and they haven't been out long enough for us to know that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find that whole thing.
It says it shares the chassis and the powertrain as the same BMW Z4.
The little one.
Yeah.
The Roadster.
Yep.
Interesting.
Inline 4 and inline
It's just
6.
like the motor in the Mark IV 90 Supra is known throughout the car tuner community as like the best motor of all time. So everyone was expecting, you're not going to get that from BMW.
Gotcha.
That's the whole thing.
There's a little inside baseball. Ely, you'll probably be the only one who cares, but I saw a guy who had my exact 4Runner who dropped a Supra turbo engine into it, and he only had to put he was able to buy 2 engine mounts, and he had to change everything else. He was able to buy and bolt on. Like there was no welding, no modifications. You can put that engine in there.
That's really cool.
That screwed up my Friday night when I saw that, because then I ended up down some YouTube hole. That's always how it happens. This is how Ely ends up in Wilmington buying a golf cart. It's like you see something and you go, "Ooh, what's that about?" And then next thing you know, you're hosed.
Yeah.
It's 3 a.m.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was at a party the other day and a guy had just rebuilt a 2002 Jeep Wrangler.
Okay.
And it had a blown engine.
Yeah.
And he bought it for dirt cheap. And I said, well, where'd you pick up the engine from? And he said, well, guess what? A lot of people don't know this, and don't quote me on the years because I can't remember because it was a party. But he said, I went out, and it's got to be older, I guess. He said he went out and bought
Dodge Grand Caravan.
Yeah, the Dodge Caravan.
It's the same engine.
Put it right back in the Jeep, and he said he saved like $2,000.
Yeah, you buy the exact same engine out of a Jeep, they charge you $2,000 more. You go to the junkyard, find a Dodge Grand Caravan, and go.
He said he had to redo a few hoses and belts, but it wasn't for the most part of the block.
Yeah, that's funny. That's a little known Jeep trick. You save a fortune.
I had no idea. That's crazy.
Yeah, you just change up as long as you made it to that, transmission. Like,
well, I was going to say,
all that power out of it.
One's front wheel drive, so you got to.
Yeah, there's where you have to make. But it's just the way it's mounted.
Yeah, you got to mount it the other way.
So it's pretty basic setup, and then do some minor changes in there, and save a fortune. But you're driving around in a minivan Jeep.
I know that you got bragged to all your friends.
Yeah, I think I'd rather pay $2,000 more and be like, no, I pulled it from a Jeep.
Well, that's like Jeep was known for their inline 6, and then they stopped making it. And it was like, why? That was iconically known for being such a solid Jeep motor.
Dude, this beer looks very interesting, Stu. This is not what I expected. You might pour a little more in that cup.
That smells delicious.
I'm blown away.
I think I'm going to want a little extra.
I'll go first.
Yeah, exactly. You should just do the Tao Insurance read, Ely. Have you memorized it yet?
Yeah. No.
Shout out to Ryan Parker over at Tao Insurance. If you haven't, or if you need insurance for anything minus health, Ryan doesn't care about your health. But I'll tell you what he does care about. He cares about your car, cares about your home, cares about your life. Well, that's kind of health. Annuities, Roth.
Does he care about my golf cart?
He could do that classic car right here on my list.
Nice.
I bet you Ryan Parker could insure a golf cart.
I bet so.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he does farm, boat, car. I mean, come on. He's gonna
It's
got to
fall under one of those.
He's going to insure that new Supra Ely's picking up.
I wish a motherfucker would. Ely, pick that thing up. But if you want to reach out to Ryan if you buy your new Supra or your Dodge Caravan that you put a soft top on, you call him over at 804-855-4567. That's Ryan Parker at Tao Insurance, 804-855-4567.
You can hit him on his email at ryan@taoinsurance.com. RYAN.
Stu, what the hell am I drinking here?
You're drinking the Kentucky Vanilla Barrel Cream Ale that is made by Lexington Brewery and Distillery.
Where'd you pick this up from?
Dash In.
Okay, over off Hull Street?
Yes, over off Hull Street.
Dude,
Sorry.
this stuff smells delicious.
It smells delicious.
I haven't tasted it, but it smells delicious. If you like vanilla.
It smells delicious. It's got a true vanilla stink to it, like an honest to goodness. That's not fake vanilla. That is really what vanilla tastes like. There's like
I agree.
It's definitely
Ely's so sad to be missing out on this.
Part of him's just like he's like, I'm glad I have someone to talk to for 2 hours as I drive this golf cart down the road.
Well, no, the new Pixel 4, I can smell it.
Oh, that's true. The new Google phones will allow you to smell it.
Yeah.
And the new board. Don't get it twisted. The listeners helped buy this new board. Listeners have been good lately, helping out with the Venmo account inside the Pallet House at Venmo or at. That works. I got it. I'm getting it.
Inside
Troy.
the Pallet House.
All right.
So,
Ely, you want to go first?
Yeah. I love the vanilla. Great flavor profile. I'll give it we'll go with a 3.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
I'm actually not angry at that description.
So
okay.
Go ahead, Stu.
Off the site, it says Kentucky Vanilla Barreled Cream Ale is our take on a classic American style of beer. We took cold conditioned cream ale, brewed it with a hint of flaked corn and bourbon vanilla beans, and aged it in a freshly decanted bourbon barrels for a minimum of 2 months. Kentucky Vanilla Barrel Cream Ale's medium body and 5.5 ABV makes it a perfect barreled aged beer for an all-day event.
I was gentle with those. Ely didn't get to hear him, but I only dinged him twice with the soundboard there, Ely.
Yeah.
I was being nice.
Just twice?
Just twice.
Yep.
Just twice. I didn't want to do it too much. I did get some feedback of me just ragging Stu, and a lot of listeners were like, that was really good. And I got one like, little much.
From Stu.
Yeah.
So uncommon.
Stu writing in, anonymous from West Virginia.
Open up a whole new Gmail account.
WestVirginiaBayou.com at Gmail sent you that.
This is actually pretty good.
Why don't you give it a review? You can knock it out. Get it going.
Well,
Stu sounds like the teacher in Peanuts to me the whole time.
Is it really like? Because he sounds fine on this end. It's crazy that it doesn't come through.
Yeah,
on yours.
no,
That's
not
so
a
weird.
word. I'm just hoping he's not asking me anything.
It was about 10, 15 minutes into the episode, Stu looked at me and he just gave I'm not going to ask him any more questions, because every time he said something to you, you would just be like, yeah. And he wasn't asking a yes, no every time. So he just
right.
He just looked at me and was like, I can't do it anymore. I was like, yeah, he can't hear you.
So you're saying I should call in all the time?
Nailed it.
Ely's like, I don't know. When I call in, the episode's just better.
it's a perfect podcast for him. Oh, man.
All right.
Well, why don't you tell Ely that I'm going to review it and he can just sit tight for a second.
All right. So, Stu, you can go. Wah, 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 3. Wah,
Bingo.
wah.
We can eat all the Chex Party mix?
Yeah. No, I actually like this. This has got it's definitely the back end of the vanilla beans on the tail end, but up front, I can really taste the bourbon, like at the very beginning.
Is it bourbon? Is it a bourbon ale?
It's a bourbon. It's.
Does it say the word bourbon anywhere in the description?
Yeah, vanilla and bourbon notes.
Okay. No, I didn't know.
Yeah, sorry. You were overriding me when I was describing it.
Nailed it.
Continue.
It goes down easy. I like it. I think I could drink a couple of these, and I'll go ahead and put it out there and give it a 3.5. Unfortunately, I can't see the marketing, so.
Okay. Troy?
This is very interesting because I feel like the vanilla is very powerful, and usually you don't see this in an ale. It's more of a porter or a stout.
Yeah.
But I do like it. I feel like it's a little bit too flavorful, but I do like this. I could give this a 3, maybe 3.5. I like vanilla. If you don't like vanilla, you're not going to like this.
Even if you do like vanilla, you might not.
Yeah.
I'll go. I love the smell of it. Like on the nose, this really smells like a bakery.
Yeah.
Like cake. It's like it's awesome. Like you smell it and you go, yo, that's really good. Vanilla, though, is a very unique flavor, and you have to be very stingy or very liberal with your, or very stingy, I should say, with your vanilla. Even when you're baking, nobody told this motherfucker that there is so much vanilla in here.
Yes,
and I almost think that if it was a darker beer to cut it a little more, it would be better. And I didn't expect to say that because when he poured it and I saw it was light in color, I was like, oh, this is going to be perfection. But
I have a question, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think the vanilla is enhanced due to the fact that it's a cream ale?
What they've done with the cream portion of it, you know what this is? This is akin to a cream soda.
Well,
yes.
Right.
It's very much a cream soda. If you love cream sodas, You're going to love this because this is vanilla over the top. The creaminess is there. All of that. To me, though, it's leaving too much vanilla. It's almost like bad cereal. Like I went and I couldn't afford the good stuff, and like I've got some like jacked up looking
knockoff
cartoon character on there, you know.
That's kind of named similar, but just
and it
a
says
couple letters off.
And it says they're making it with cornflakes.
It's Tiny the Tiger.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's Frosted Flakes with like ampersand or something. Like it's not right. There's something wrong here. I'm actually going to dog it and give it a 2.5 because I think the vanilla is so strong that it's a little over the top. I don't hate it. I'll actually finish it, but I'm not going to go back for another one. Maybe you did buy a growler.
It's almost gone.
Oh, good. That's great news.
We'll finish it.
Yeah, we'll get through it. But I just think it's too vanilla-y, so I'm going to go 2.5 because it sits in my mouth with that kind of alcohol-y, which kind of makes sense, but that vanilla alcohol like.
But it's not fake vanilla, which is good.
Yeah, it's vanilla bean.
Actually, I love the fact that it's real vanilla. You can tell 100% that's like really like Madagascar vanilla, like what it's supposed to be. And for that, I'm psyched about what they did. It's not bullshit. If you like vanilla a lot and cream sodas, this is great. There's not enough beer for me.
I feel like a stout would be better.
So I need more beer.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't have any beer flavoring.
Yeah, the beer they chose was too light. So
I think that's why I'm leaning on it because
you don't.
But you don't like beer, so you would like Ely. There's a good chance that Ely gave it a 3.
Yeah,
so
it's not bad.
Ely might like this.
So that's 2.5, 3.5 for me, and
Troy
Troy
said 3, and Ely said 3.
It's not going to make it.
Just a 3.
It's a 3.
It's the middle of the road.
Yeah, and Ely gave it a 3 for.
It's slightly above average.
I mean, 3.25.
I mean, it's fine. It's kind of like my dog.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, what's up with your dog?
Yeah.
He's sound asleep right now. He's so gentle. Looks great.
I got to be honest. When that dog's asleep, I love that dog. Like, I really do. But, like, this past week, my girls were gone for a little while, and he had no one to, like hang with. It was like,
oh, by the way, you're shaming me for going to a restaurant. You went to happy hour with the wife last week.
I literally sat outside on a rooftop.
Yes, you did.
10 feet from anybody else. And they had Sierra Nevada Otra Base, which is a old deli winner. As soon as I saw that on the menu, I was like, Jack and Pot, which I saw something the other day. Our deli list is starting to come together. Thanks so slowly.
Thanks to someone?
Yes. I don't know if I'm supposed to let the cat out of the bag. I was told not to.
But you just did.
Well, no. Our friend Lee said I can't tell anybody. So the abacus is putting together. Oh, Stu liked that one. He snorted vanilla out his nose. So the abacus has put together a Google spreadsheet, and he's going through and he's literally like picking off the names, and we're not there yet.
Right.
But it's in a format where it's like I do wonder if we could share it with the general population and be like, hey, if anybody wants to
just Venmo us $1 and we'll share the spreadsheet.
Why can't we crowdsource this thing? Like now that it's been built, right?
Yeah.
People could go in and go, hey, I'd like to check out that episode and go in. But I doubt they're going to do it as well as the abacus because this dude's putting hyperlinks to the beer in it. Like you can click and go see how Beer Advocate has it rated. So he's set it up so it's our rating. Click, go see Beer Advocate.
I wonder if he's put it in top to bottom.
He's got it going chronologically.
Okay.
But you could sort it as you want to.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but so it is coming together, and we will soon have
a huge database.
Well, I say soon. 2 weeks ago, I was super impressed, and then I checked it again, and it was exactly where it was 2 weeks ago. Like day one, I was like, dude, you are amazing. I can't believe you're doing all this.
But did we figure out it's been 4 years of this, right? So, I mean, he's got 200 shows to go through, which is no small feat.
No, he has huge feet. Sorry, Father's Day just happened. Dad jokes are still allowed. But I mean, he's undertaking it. But I wonder if we should, like, if certain listeners do want to reach. I don't want to put it out like on Facebook and have because anyone could start manipulating it and messing with it. But there's like select people that like we know.
Yeah.
If they wanted to reach out and say, hey, I'd like to update a few. I'd be glad to share the link with them.
Yeah.
So
it wouldn't be bad just to share a still PDF shot of the entire thing.
No, once we have it, I would put it where you can't edit it, but you could sort it and mess with it.
Right.
That way you could actually say, I want to find the best ranking beers. Like I went back, he's got 2 years right now, which the first year nothing happened.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, and I don't know what this is, but he's got a tab with like, all it is, it's one tab, and it's a prediction I made that failed. And I'm like, what the fuck are you up to, Abacus? What's this other tab
that is
about?
awesome.
Like, what's this tab about?
Talk about a huge undertaking. Jeez.
Yeah, that's the truth. If you want to try to actually document all the times I was wrong, that would be a hell of a spreadsheet.
See you in a few years.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. It's been downloading for 3 days. Whatever it is, it's massive. But the dog. I believe that's what we were talking about. So the girls were gone, right, for like a few days. And the dog, like, really started to, like, ingratiate himself with me. He was like, all right, I don't have friends around here. And I was like, I think we've turned a corner. Like, I think the dog may finally get it. And I was getting really excited. Like, we were finally having that bonding moment I've been waiting on with this dog.
Here comes a hand grenade.
Yeah, because the other dog you had, your last dog you had before the kids.
Yes, and he was, he had imprinted on me. Oh, God, imprint stories. I got an update on the birds.
Uh-oh.
I feel like Pat.
Oh, no.
But so.
You've been talking a lot about birds.
Talking a lot about birds recently. So the dog and I really thought we were making a breakthrough and things were going really well. And then the girls came back, and he was like, ugh, I'm so glad to be away from this idiot. And he's becoming more difficult to kind of manage. So the other day, I'm sitting there eating a sandwich out on the deck. This is the day the girls get back. This motherfucker has never tried to snatch anything from anybody. And he just walked up to me, and he was like looking at me. And then he just turned his head and just bit my sandwich and ran.
Holy shit.
What? Right in front. I was like, what just happened? I screamed at him. He sat in the yard for 40 minutes staring at the door like, is this dude going to kill me? I'm like, no. Because the girls.
Did he take it out of your hand?
It was sitting next to me on a plate.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
And he just decided to grab it and bite.
My sandwich.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, you mother. So I let him have it. I didn't whoop his ass.
You should have.
They're kids.
Yeah.
So
what'd you do? You talk to him, like explain to him why we don't do that?
Yes. I reasoned with him, Ely.
Now, Wrigley, here's why you don't take someone's sandwich.
Right.
So look, if I have 2 apples and you have 2 apples, now we have the same amount of apples. This is sharing. Yeah, I reasoned with him.
Okay.
And it worked. Boy, howdy, did I get through to him. No, so I let him have it. He sat outside. He was pretty freaked out for like 40 minutes. He just sat outside, and the girls were like, let him in. I'm like, no. He hasn't learned his lesson. Every time he'd walk towards the house, I'd open it, you! And he'd back up.
But has he done this before with the girls and you don't know this?
No, he's never taken anyone's food. So it was like a total.
Okay.
But so I'm like, all right, that was messed up, right? So today, hanging out with the dog, and I'm outside, and I'm standing here in the yard, and I'm looking over here at something, and all of a sudden my leg gets super warm.
Oh, no.
And I look down, and this son of a bitch is just peeing on me. Like,
wow.
I'm sitting there having my coffee, first thing in the morning, got to go up, got a meeting in, 5-10 minutes, but I was like, I like to enjoy my morning. I feed the animals. I just fed the piece of crap. I go outside. I'm standing there drinking my coffee, and he just slowly walks up and just peed all over my leg, all over my shoes, on my pants. I was like,
that's a direct
that's a direct shot.
Yeah.
Right?
So how old Wrigley now?
Maybe your dog's a little rusty, and he just didn't understand what you were saying the last time.
Yes, I need to reason with him more.
This is
you borrowed. Maybe you said to him, I like warm pee on my legs instead of don't eat the sandwich, asshole. Somehow your wires got crossed.
Probably is on you, Brendan.
Oh, there's something going on. And then so today, my wife the other day was like, I want to get him neutered. And I was like, he's not old enough yet. And she came home tonight, and I said, if they don't use anesthesia, I'm ready to do it tomorrow.
So he's how old now? A year?
10 months.
Not quite, okay. He's just establishing himself. He's trying to You're not the man of the house. He is. He's like, I'm gonna become the guy.
No, this is
this
will not end well.
I'm
for
gonna eat
him.
your sandwich and piss on your leg. Let's go.
I've just never seen. Yeah, who eats a sandwich and then pisses on someone's leg a couple days later? Like we're in a rough patch. I thought last week, honestly, it was so nice. Like I was like, I really think we've had a breakthrough. And then I think as soon as he saw the rest, he was like, ugh, those were the worst days of my life.
I feel like if he had middle fingers, they would be pointed up at you right now. Like that's two like direct shots. Like
over the course of 3 days,
yeah.
2 direct shots that I'm just like, what? Oh, I know he looks adorable.
No, he's curled up on the couch, not looking, but his eyes are open, like he's hearing you. He knows what you're saying.
Well, that may be it. To Ely's point, maybe he's hearing everything I'm saying, and he understands the emotion. It's quite frustrating. I've never been peed on by a dog.
You know what's funny, though, is so my first dog that I had before I had the kids, Dixie, was awesome. I could leave a steak in front of her, and she would just stare at it. Wouldn't touch it, and I'm sure Colby was the same way.
That's a trait I like in a dog.
Right. And then
stare at my stuff, walk away.
Now you got a second one.
Not a trait I like in a guy in a bar. Staring at my wife.
Yeah. But now you got a second
one. Any chance your pants had other dog funk on them or anything?
Ooh.
No.
That's a good question. Brendan hasn't gone anywhere in 3 months.
Yeah. I literally haven't seen another dog.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, there has been one other dog, but it comes over and plays with the dog. So I mean, I don't get it, man.
So next podcast we'll have a dog whisperer.
Yeah, get Caesar on here.
Yeah. That's what I need. I need Caesar to come in here and dog whisper this guy. You don't pee on his leg or eat his sandwich. Good dog.
Is Caesar Confucius now?
You must have a bad connection. Where are you, in North Carolina?
Yes.
Yeah, he nailed that here, Ely. He really nailed it.
Caesar sounded Asian all of a sudden.
No, you have a bad connection.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you're in a different state.
Okay.
This whole time I'm waiting for Ely to say, "Hi, officer, what can I help you with?" As he's driving probably a bazillion miles an hour.
Yes. Then I'd be like, he's a jerk.
He didn't hear me say anything, so just tell him.
Oh, that's true. That's right. All Ely heard was womp, 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 womp. That beer tastes like womp, womp, womp. I'm
having seconds.
Good. Someone's got to choke it down. I'm going to give the rest. I'm going to put it in a bowl and give it to the dog. And tomorrow morning,
all right, I'm bailing on this party.
All right, brother. Look, you travel safe. Enjoy that golf cart.
All right, Ely.
All right. Rock
brother.
on.
Later.
Isn't that funny? I was just talking about blue lights, and he probably just
you know what? It's he was probably like, I don't like the mojo Stu's putting out in the universe for me right now. I do love that we can dial Ely in.
That is cool.
We'll
have to dial some other people in. You want to call somebody randomly right now?
Oh.
Hey, guess what? You're on the podcast.
Do we know anybody with a good story? Like, has anyone told you a story this week that was so funny you got to call them?
Why don't we just call up the advocates and say, can you explain what's taking so long?
Oh, yeah. Ask the guy who's doing something.
That's hilarious. Stu, you're back in. 10 points. Plus 10 for Stu. Stu's up this episode. I like it. He's up 5.
He better walk out while he can.
Yeah, you need a Costanza drop that mic and just walk out of the room. Like, nailed it, bitches. I've got it. And on the way out, pee on my leg, because that is a sign of love and affection in this house.
When we first got our new dog, our neighbors came over to say hi, and the dog peed on the wife's leg on the back of her foot like that, and I felt awful for her.
Was it happy?
Was the dog happy?
Yeah, like you know how some dogs get excited, they just pee.
No, it like cocked its leg, like it was marking its. Yeah, that was thunder.
And the thunder rolls.
Yeah, dude,
it's been lightning behind you.
Oh, because over here I don't see anything.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the dog wasn't just excited; it
just like cocked its leg and peed on her.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. I don't know dogs.
I don't know. Dominance, establishment. I mean, something. I don't know. I mean, the little dogs that you always see when you walk in, they get excited and just happen to like lose their shit and they pee right there. But big dogs, I don't know.
Yeah, my dog peed on me, and I was like, no! And he ran across the yard, and then he was already gone. And I was standing there, and I threw my work phone, across the yard, and I actually hit him in the hindquarter.
Oh, nice!
Like at like 30 yards.
Nice.
I was like, "Yo, I did it!" And then I was like, "Oh, yo, it's soaking wet out here, and like I need that phone." and I was like, and that didn't do anything to the dog. It was like it just thump under the ground, but. I was pretty psyched that I hit him from 30 yards. I was like, come on. I'm like,
you still got it.
I'm like Brady up
You're
in
like
here.
Johnny Utah.
Yeah. Then I ran over, grabbed my phone. I was a little concerned about it.
So did you sanitize after you got your leg peed on?
Yeah, I ran upstairs and I washed everything off and scrubbed it down. And I took a shower tonight before the podcast because I worked out and Bowflex gets you so sweaty. And I got in the shower, and there were clovers all over the bottom. Apparently, I had run up the stairs so fast and taken off my flip-flops that I had clovers between my toes. There were clovers all over the bottom of the shower. It's like, golly. I can't win, man. I can't win. I should have been using some hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Cleaning myself up. That would have been easier. Just spray it on.
You still got your mega jug out here.
Dude, I got my mega jug, but this stuff right here.
What is that? Because everybody can see it.
This is the Dr. Squatch thing. Stu's getting it.
Stu.
I like that.
You just pulled a Stu.
I like that. I pull a Stu and Stu calls me.
I think you were going to say what it was.
I was, but I like that Stu's busting balls back. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking a little fight out of you. Not out of the dog. I want the dog to roll over. But I like a little fight out of you. That's good. Dude, y'all got to smell this
Do you like the smell of it?
No.
Okay, I was going to say, this reeks, dude, because I used some of it earlier, and it did not smell good at all.
This is the stuff.
Yeah, you
that
can't.
I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, dude, this stuff may as well just be tequila.
Yeah, I can smell the lime. I can smell the salt.
That does not smell like tequila to me.
Put a little in your hands and then let it sit in because we've been using it.
It's salty and peppery. And
it smells
nasty.
like a stale fart.
Yeah, it's good. So the reason this is so strong,
I gotta get on this.
Yeah, get in there. Get in this stuff. This is the world's most hardcore hand sanitizer. And y'all know that I'm all into hand sanitizer right now. Like this is
you're a wuss.
Yeah, like I am all over it. So you know what that is? That's the addition of hydrogen peroxide on top of alcohol.
That's what it is.
That's why you get that spiciness. But a lot of these my hand smells like fuck sticks.
It smells like foot.
Yeah, it's horrible. The first time I put this stuff
I'm going to use the regular stuff to clean that stuff off.
So this is Dr. Squatch. If you guys have ever messed with Dr. Squatch, Stu, you turned me on it. Is that all-natural soap company? Yeah. So I've been buying all of their
hippies.
soap.
They're good.
Oh, dude, I love their hippie soap. I really do. I have completely fallen in love with hippie soap.
Because Ivory sucks.
Oh, gross. 99.9 pure? Bro, I'll take 100. It's ridiculous. There's 0.1 parabens. I can't stand... That explains the lack of hard-ons.
Yeah.
I switched over to Dr. Squatch. I'm like, bull.
Yeah, you're like a Squatch.
Uh-huh. You get it. It's not good when I look over at all three of us are chugging. Yeah. It's like, damn it, no one's talking.
Let's just drink.
So it's whenever I bring up my penis, everybody awkwardly starts drinking. Like, oh, this is weird.
Didn't see anything.
So Dr. Squatch was selling hand sanitizer, and they were like, we'll give one to hospitals, and then, which is probably not good for this to be going to hospitals. But so I was like, you know what? I'll take some with my next soap order. Throw it in. Like I need hand sanitizer, but I didn't know it was going to be a straight up liquid.
Yeah,
that comes out, and it's 80% alcohol, but then it's got hydrogen peroxide in it, so it's like over the top. And then whatever little ingredients they added certainly don't help the smell or do anything like that. The very first time I put this stuff on my hands, the back of my hand started burning.
I bet.
And I was like, yo, this is the good stuff. Like my skin's coming off. Like that's what I want, man. I want a hand sanitizer that's going to peel my skin back. That's a good sign for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm, I need cleanliness.
Yeah, you're living for now.
I'm living forever with this. No hands.
Yeah.
but so, yeah, I got this stuff, and I was loving it. But then Stu was talking about an article today that had, 8 hand sanitizers that are getting pulled from the market because they're like...
They have methanol.
Uh-oh.
That's not what we're working with.
Okay, you check that out. I'll see if this has methanol.
I don't think they're going to have it on the label.
Oh, is that like a... okay. Yeah, if they are a natural soap company, I doubt they're going to be like... And meth.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's saying that the majority of these It's two companies, LeVar Gel and Clean Care.
And they just use the wrong alcohol?
Well, they're using methanol, but both of these companies produce 9 types of hand sanitizer that come from Mexico. It's both the company. These two companies are in Mexico.
Classic Mexico.
And so,
yeah, isn't this the same stuff they
why
were?
do you keep using that stuff? Dude?
I'm freaking out! I'm freaking out!
But it's saying that
I just like the smell.
Oh, now you've grown to love
it's so
it?
bad. No, it's so gross.
Okay, yeah.
But I guess it is like, it's become like my own fart.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's so gross. Oh, it's so gross.
Yeah, so methanol can be absorbed, through the skin, and they're saying can cause nausea, vomiting, headaches, blurred vision, all this, seizures, coma, everything else. But anyone that has been exposed to these hand sanitizers should seek immediate treatment as far as the FDA is concerned. But the two companies are LeVar Gel and Clean Care both are produced in Mexico, and
these are also the same suppliers to most of the resorts in Mexico for their liquor.
Well, this is akin to the whole, if you're using Jose Cuervo as a middle line for tequila, everything that's below there is cut like with 60% rum. It's not agave, so they're cutting their hand sanitizer with methanol.
Yeah, but methanol's not good.
Right. Hence the conversation.
Yeah. Thank you, Stu. Thank you for keeping me on track. But my hands reek of tequila. Now, I was with the plumber this weekend.
Oh.
The plumber
Lord.
gave me a little pro tip that only the plumber could come up with. He said he was talking to a couple cops, and he said that what happens is if you've been drinking, the cops pull you over.
And you have that in your car?
You get this stinky, whacked out, crazy hand sanitizers. And if they say, have you been drinking? You say, no. And then they say, well, I smell booze. And they're like, yeah, I've been very nervous about COVID, and I've been using a lot of hand sanitizer. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, you can pull the whole...
I've been very worried about
Yeah, that's exactly right. Troy nailed it.
But you could take it a step further. You could be like, I've been exposed, and so I'm really freaking out right now, and I'm constantly sanitizing.
Officer, I knew you were coming
absorbed alcohol through your hands.
Well, apparently
I'm up to 6 bottles of drinking this.
Officer, I knew you were coming. I just put a whole bunch on my hands because I didn't want to.
Yeah, I didn't want to expose you. So
you're welcome.
Apparently, the officer he was talking to said that they had a meeting, and if somebody is saying that they've been using sanitizer, not to use the smell in the car is probable cause.
Oh wow!
Use the dilated pupils.
Yeah. You can use
the
the individual in front of you, but if you've had a couple drinks, right?
Yeah,
you're at 0.07. You're not drunk, but you want to make sure that it just doesn't escalate, and you find out if that 0.08. Mention the hand sanitizer, because if the only probable cause they're using is the stink,
also
you might be able to get away with it.
Yeah,
until you have COVID.
Yeah.
And yell bees.
Yeah.
I don't imagine if you wear a mask when they come up, not going to be breathing on them.
Yeah,
cover up. These tips brought to you by.
Yeah, this is how
we're not
helping.
supposed to be pro drunk driving here.
If you are in a golf cart, go for it.
Actually, if you listen to this episode, we've talked about two things predominantly: drinking and space driving.
Yes,
separately.
Yeah,
but so this is
and
actually
drinking and driving golf cars.
Yes.
Yeah, so technically speaking, this is a pretty good pro tip to come out at this point. Use your hand sanitizer to your advantage. Just make sure you have it right there in your cup holder, and make sure it's
so drink
obvious.
A bottle is what you said?
No. Whoa. No, there's methanol in this stuff.
Yeah.
According to Stu. No, you don't. Don't
quote me. That's the CDC.
That
came out so bad. Oh my God.
That should be Stu's fucking shirt.
Yeah.
And don't quote me, it's the CDC.
Don't quote me, it's the CDC. Oh. When's your album drop?
No doubt. And pull out. But yeah, I think hand sanitizer is something you should be keeping.
That doesn't work.
Pulling out? It better. Long story. But yeah, I was excited
on some
to see
level.
that. I'm excited to get pro tips from the plumber, though, because he honestly is the best at this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He knows. He knows. He talks to the right people.
Good to know.
Keep that hand sanitizer with you. And might I recommend the Dr. Squatch if you want everything to reek of spicy, peppery tequila.
Foot.
and foot.
And foot.
You want your hands to smell like feet.
But
there you go.
Beware,
right, guys,
but it says beware of too many hand sanitizers that smell like vodka or tequila because they're cutting it with the stuff.
Dude, as soon as when I found out it smelled this bad and it burnt my hands, I doubled down.
Of course you did.
This is my stuff.
Oh no, we've been using it like crazy for, in the real estate market. We got the stuff. We're using it. I
have
my
to.
hands, and I was like, well, damn, I smell like tequila now. Come on in, buy a house.
I do not smell tequila.
It's just that salty pepperiness.
It's the salt right up front.
It's the hydrogen peroxide. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because it took me about a day to identify what the hell I was dealing with, and I was like, oh wait, they've added hydrogen peroxide, and then I looked it up, and sure enough. All right, you guys want feel good or not so feel good?
Let's end on a feel good story.
So I like this story.
Do you have one?
I do. I like this one.
All right.
So there's a family in the UK, and when I saw this, I was like, "There's not a lot to this story, not a whole lot to go with, but I like it, and I wanted to at least bring it up." So, Cornwall is in the UK, and it's like farming country, right? So, there's a family out there that's had a farm in their home for generations. So,
In their family?
In the family. So they've been farming this land for, however long, 3-4 generations, same land over and over. And when the patriarch of the family passed away, then the farm ended up losing ownership and going to this one cousin who no longer lived in Cornwall, right? But there were other people there who were still working the farm and doing this thing. So there was obviously a disconnect in where the farm went. So this guy turns around. He's like, hey, I got this farm. 4 generations old. And he goes, I think I'm going to sell it. So he sells the farm right out from under the family members that were working it.
Oh, damn.
Uh-oh.
So
that doesn't feel good.
No. Fortunately, when that schmuck sold it, right, the people got it, and they were like, we're going to flip this thing.
Why did they go to some schmuck outside the immediate
They're
family?
all in the family, right? But this one was like, I don't see eye to eye with what you guys want to do.
Okay.
And I'm the executor of this. I'm getting rid of it. So he sold the damn farm, and then this guy was like, I'm going to take this thing to auction. I think I can get a lot of money. This guy who bought the farm.
Yeah.
So they went to... No, he was going to flip it.
He bought the farm.
Got it. Damn it. That was good, Troy. I like that. So it ends up going to auction, and they get out there, and like 200 farmers from Cornwall all showed up for this auction. Everybody gets there. Now the son who'd been working the farm and the dad who was closely related who kind of got cut out of it, but they'd been the ones working the farm forever, collected all their nickels and dimes, did everything they could to raise enough money to at least try to go bid on the farm.
Yeah.
And they get there, and there's 200-some farmers from all over the area.
They're like, we're humped.
Itching to get the land because it's a great farm. So the bidding starts, and this family, the boy and the dad, they come in with their first bid, and they're like, I hope we can pull this off. And they put the bid down. The auctioneer's going. And every single farmer, the 200-plus, stared at the auctioneer and stared at the guy selling it. Didn't say a word. And let that farm get sold for next to nothing, right back to the family.
So there was not one
dick, not one.
They said it was 20 minutes of silence.
20 minutes, and this auctioneer's going no, trying to get it to sell.
They didn't include the auctioneer in.
They stood there in solidarity and were like, no.
That's awesome.
This is a family farm. This should stay with the family. And the family ended up getting it back and humping the idiots who tried to make.
So the guy lost a ton of money, probably.
I assume so.
That's
I assume
awesome.
So. And I saw that story.
I did not see it going that way. I thought you were going to say like the
said
farmers.
It was a feel good.
I know, no, but I thought like the farmers had pulled their money together, like to gift it back to the guy. Like
they just showed up in solidarity to be like, we're a community.
That's a good thing.
Like let's help each other out. And I thought that story was a nice story considering the craziness that the entire world has been dealing with. It's nice to see some people help out someone who needed some help.
Yeah.
You know? So I liked that story.
That's a great story.
I thought it was.
Yeah, because that's a not me first story.
No, and the fact that they showed up, like, I barely get out of bed early. Like, you know, like they all showed up, 200 plus of them from all over.
Well, farmers are legit fucking people. I mean, they're some of the greatest, nicest people you ever meet. I mean, they're...
Yeah, but some of them are also like...
You want to get that?
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I was telling a positive story.
Yeah.
There, we tried to take a funny call and it didn't work out. So if you guys just heard a gap, you don't know what just happened. That's the extent of it. We tried to take our first random call. That was not the random call that should have come in. So, but I was excited to hear about the Cornwall, UK. I like to see some certain.
Yeah, that's a great story.
You know, they came together. They helped out. I got to respect it.
It's a good way to end a Father's Day weekend.
For real.
Yeah, because the father and the son ended up getting their farm back, and the profits weren't made, and the community grew stronger. Because Troy, you were saying that farmers are like good
legit,
salt of the earth. They're also though business people who
they can get to be.
You know what I mean? So like, I'm shocked
that
of 200 people, that's the equivalent of saying the moon landing didn't happen, and yet nobody decided to speak on it.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of a similar situation. You get 200 plus people and not one person.
Yeah, I can't believe now.
Could you imagine the waterfall when the first person did?
Oh,
and he goes, $1 more.
Yeah.
Other dude's like, oh, screw you then, man. $2 more.
Well, I thought like somebody from out of town might have come over. You know, like not.
That's where they got lucky.
Yeah.
That's where they got lucky that nobody
kept it out,
did.
Yeah.
You know, like they must have somehow kept that under wraps.
Yeah.
Not to extend this too long, but I was just curious because did anybody catch up on the first episode for season 3 of Yellowstone?
I have not.
I saw it. I watched
you guys
it
watch
today.
it last night?
I watched it today.
Okay, just curious.
I'm fired up to see
Yellowstone. We're talking Yellowstone. I don't know if Stu got that out because we interrupted him.
Sorry.
Yeah,
well,
Yellowstone.
We'll be glad to be back. That's for sure.
Yep.
I can't wait to watch that show again.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yes.
It's like Peaky Blinders, Yellowstone. Those two are right up there with me. Well, look, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope all you fathers that are out there did have a good Father's Day, and hope everybody is looking forward to a fantastic 4th of July. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks everybody who's been helping out. It really is appreciated. Those that have been reaching out with the Venmo, those have been putting in hours like the Abacus, man. Thank you. Like it's really great to see. It's a pretty strong community here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in.
You're our 200 farmers.
Yes. That should be the episode, 200 Farmers. I like that name.
I will bet that somebody out there, it gets across, and one of those farmers is going to hear us. We'll reach them.
It's certainly possible. We're big in Italy right now. 100% increase in listeners in the last week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Reach on out to us on the email account, insidethepallethouse@gmail.com, or Facebook. You can find us there. You can always find us on Instagram and Twitter at ITPH Podcast. If you have too much discretionary money, don't know what to do with it, then Inside the Pallet House or at Inside the Pallet House on Venmo, perfectly good place to go.
Don't forget to hit up Ryan Parker at Tao Insurance for all your insurance needs, and Nectar for 30% off all your cool sunglasses and T-shirts, hats, swag, flags, all the cool stuff.
That's the facts.
ITPH in the code will get you 30% off. Best deal out there.
That's the truth. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll talk to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace out.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?